accidentally shot his friend to death with a stolen gun takes a plea to minimize the amount of time he'll spend in custody. Good evening, everyone. Two families are paying the price. The shooter's family lost him to a juvenile detention, and the victim's family lost their son forever.
The outcome of this tragic case won't really get sorted out until the boy is sentenced. Local 12 Rich Jaffe was in court as the teen and his attorney agreed to this plea deal. Rich?
Rob, these were two 13-year-old boys, friends, neighbors. There was no fight, no struggle, just two kids playing around with a loaded gun, and the far too predictable outcome. The slight, pale 13-year-old shooter came into Judge John Williams' courtroom in handcuffs. His grandmother, who has custody of him, sat over his shoulder with his mom nearby. About 10 feet away sat the parents of Hawken Hemmerle, the victim. He died June 30th at his home on Marie Avenue in Green Township. Police tell us the gun was actually stolen from the home of another boy's grandfather. He kept that gun loaded, unlocked, it's a revolver, underneath his mattress. The shooter stole the gun and went to Hemmerle's house where the two boys played with it. It went off, hitting Hawken Hemmerle in the head. The plea deal to a pair of more serious charges means 3 lesser ones will be dismissed.
In regards to the remainder of the charges, the incorrigible, the curfew violation, as well as the criminal mischief charge, in exchange of the defendant admitting to the reckless homicide and the theft, the state will move to dismiss this.
Now, nobody expects kids to find and steal a gun. We just have to deal with that reality. But that's exactly the kind of thing that parents and grandparents have to be prepared for. This is a simple, free gun lock. They're given away by police departments all over the area. The cable basically goes into the gun, and then it means that it's locked down. It's not going to work. It's very simple to use. There are a lot of other options out there, and when kids are involved, the reality of it is parents, grandparents, whoever, you have to be prepared for the worst, and something as simple as this can save a life, and these are free.
And I know as a gun owner, sometimes I can be relaxed about my guns because you just tend to do that.
Absolutely.
But the differentiator here is kids in the house, right?
Very much so. The general consensus these days is, regardless of how much you preach to them, whatever, if you've got loaded guns in that house and you've got kids running around the house, the best thing you can do is keep those guns locked up in a safe fashion.
Rich, thanks very much. The 13-year-old could remain in juvenile detention until he's 21, but the odds are with the plea agreement, he'll be held for a much shorter length of time. We'll tell you what happens at the sentencing, which is August 18th.